High School Sports Live is proud to present the Central Dauphin Rams and the Central Dauphin East Panthers, a Commonwealth Division matchup in the Mid-Penn Conference here tonight. This live broadcast is made possible by our premier sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, and special community sponsors like Jack Giambalvo Family of Dealerships, Integrity First Home Buyers, and OSS Health. Good evening, everyone. I'm Gary Sutton. Alongside of me, the coach, Todd McCall, and we are ready for this backyard matchup tonight. It is one of two styles of basketball. We've got a Central Dauphin team coming in here who lost to number one in the district, Reading, in overtime, their opening game of the season, 70-67. Since then, they have beaten everybody by double digits, Todd, averaging about 65 points a game. Only one game where they really pushed, where they had an overtime win over Central Dauphin, or Cumberland Valley, and they won that game. And they've only been held to 60 points two times, one time by this CDE's team who grinds it out. They only average 48 a game, but they give up 43. They're 10-3, 6-2 in the Commonwealth. 2 games back right now, Central Dauphin, who is 11-0 in the Commonwealth. So this is an interesting matchup tonight. Our Commonwealth Charter Academy player to watch for Central Dauphin's side is a guy we seem like we've called his name forever. Number 23, Ryan Smith. He gets it done, 16.8 points a game.
Well, when he entered games 3-4 years ago as a freshman and sophomore, I called him the redhead assassin. The kid can kill you from anywhere. Ryan is an amazing good shooter from 19 foot away, but more importantly, it's what Ryan Smith does in transition. He gets up and down, and you got to be careful in one aspect with this kid. He's a leaper. He's a guy who gets on the glass a lot. He's one of those hard-working kind of guards, so he's a multi-talented kind of player. And I think with the key tonight, that Ryan Smith, you cannot let him get free shots if you're the East Panthers.
Our OSS Health player to watch tonight, the home team, number 15, Isaiah Bones-Perrin, 13 points a game, 8 rebounds. This guy is a hard worker on this club.
Well, he takes a workman. He and Ryan are similar in the way they've led their teams. On the east side, Isaiah leads it with just the ability to be a great leader. He's very vocal. He plays hard defensively. And tonight, I think more importantly than just his point totals, I think he's going to have to continue to be on the glass and dominant on the glass, because that's one thing that's been successful in this Rams team is the fact that they crash the glass with authority.
And there you see the starting lineups there. Ryan Smith in there. Malachi Palmer getting 12 points a game. Donovan Hill, 6 out of 8 from the three-point line at 75%. And Devon Hagens is a guy you can call. And then, of course, a good surrounding crew there with the East High Panthers as we get this one underway. And Central Dauphin will control it there in the green and white tonight, and very quickly they'll get the ball out ahead.
Early on, winning the jump, how crucial that is. And they'll turn the ball over, and it'll go back to the east side, Gary.
So here you come right away, and Central Dauphin will give you some soft pressure, and then they can show you a lot of stuff at half court as well, clamping traps down. We'll watch what they do here tonight.
I thought that was one of the big keys. I think Central Dauphin's going to want to actually up-tempo this thing. They're going to want to throw some pressure. In the last 3 games that we've had both of these clubs, the Rams have brought the pressure against the Panthers, against East.
Very patient so far for CD East. And nicely done. A quick backdoor coming in, and CD East is on the board first here tonight, as you like to see that kind of movement. And that time, coming off number 25, Tyrese Jones.
Tyrese Jones just had a nice kind of gets to the basket real well. Very varsity play, squared his shoulder.
One of the things you're going to have to do tonight if you're CD East is keep that guy off the glass. I'll tell you what, he can get up there quick. He's Malachi Palmer, only a freshman. And he gets on the offensive glass, gets to the line, and the foul is going to be called right away on Tyrese Jones, his first, team first.
Just this time last year, Malachi Palmer was dominating the middle school level, now getting a big opportunity to be a varsity starter as a freshman. We're going to call his name for years to come.
What a nice-looking stroke, too. Young man stands at about 6'3" and really can get it done. And you take a look at that. That looks like about as silky as we've seen all year, Todd.
Yeah, and they're going to, right away, they're going to pick up pressure is the Rams. And you saw Palmer just kind of giving a little trouble for the guard.
Tough pass there. Again, they were trying to hit that back door looking for Jayden Baltimore. Another guy who seems like he's been around this program for a long time. And Baltimore in there tonight, probably one of the great all-name team members this year.
Jayden Baltimore, yeah, I love it. Love the physicality of the kid. Look at the 2-3 zone that you're seeing out of the East Panthers. They're going to try to, agitate this club a little bit.
There you got a rattle out there on the outside by Ryan Smith, his first look at the 3 tonight. And then quickly, here comes CD East back on the other end.
Little difference I've seen in the Panthers is they're pushing the ball, and look what's happening.
And they steal it back here, and they get in for the quick bucket. as answering the call is Isaiah Bowens-Perrin, our Commonwealth Charter player to watch this game. There's that 2-3 zone. Looks like they might be matching up out of it a little bit.
They are looking at a little matchup out of it. And the East gets hot when they attack gaps like Rinaldi right there. Has to hit that. And this kid we've called a lot, Gary. He hits the three with good percentage.
Yeah, last year he was shooting at 50%. This year he's only at 25. But, man, that looked like he was lighting that one up like a layup.
And that'll change the dynamic of his own defense when you start hitting those shots, maybe pulling the Panthers out of it eventually.
And third turnover right now against CD East already in this game. And quickly on the other end, turning it over is Central Dauphin. This has been one of the great backyard matchups for a long time. Of course, Wayne Fletcher, the coach here, has been there for 3 years now, 49-16, very successful, 97-42 in his sixth season. On the other side, Danny Lanzana in his first season, 10-3, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer player, but more importantly, played for Harrisburg High and was on a state championship team. He knows how to play defense and play it hard.
Oh, he's such a hustler on the basketball court. Great football player. Obviously, that's what he chose to do.
What a great job of the high-low pass there, getting underneath on the bounce pass and in nicely.
Jones again just finding being the reciprocal of a great pass, being 5 foot away. And what you like about the Panthers' attack tonight is they're actually getting high percentage shots.
And they're again looking outside for that long three, and they're inviting Central Dauphin to shoot the three, and Central Dauphin stepping into it there with Higgins.
There's more of an attack right now, I think, in CD East right now offensively that you got to like if you're a fan. They're attacking the basket 5 foot away, and that is starting to actually cause the turnovers, though, is a problem. Stop
and
there,
another
Gary.
turnover, kind of an unforced one there as they just kind of throw it away. So the ball will go back over to Central Dauphin. The Rams averaging 65 points a game, giving up 47 for the season. On the other side, Central Dauphin East, 48.5 points a game, giving up 43.75. In their last 6 games, they're only giving up 35 points a game, so they are stingy.
And right now, when you look at Central Dauphin, this is what you want to see. Attack that gap and get opportunities for Smith and these guys to hit some of these, but crash the glass.
Great job of staying on the glass that time for Central Dauphin. And cashing it in will be Donovan Hill, a junior.
I've always liked his game. You know, got another year yet after this. Donovan Hill has been a guy that if you do not box out, he'll get 20 on you pretty quick.
Another turnover for CD East and really hurting him here in the first quarter. Here comes Ryan Smith going to the basket. It'll be knocked away. It'll stay with Central Dauphin. So important to take care of the basketball, especially when you're a low-scoring team, as Central Dauphin East is at 48 a game.
Yeah, turning the ball over early on, that's something they're going to make adjustment here after this first quarter if they take their first time out to talk about.
There's Central Dauphin again getting that three, and again it's Rinaldi answering the bell, and Rinaldi is hot coming out of the gate. 2 threes here in the first quarter, 10-6. Central Dauphin leads it.
Another
with
steal.
That press.
Ryan Smith comes back out of that press, gets a steal. Rinaldi stepping up and hitting these 2 threes. Why not let this guy continue to shoot it? When Rinaldi, he's had some big games on High School Sports Live and across this time.
They got a great job of finding Higgins right down the lane, and Higgins, who kind of disappears a lot of times. You don't notice him with all this other firepower, and Higgins can get it done in a hurry.
There's balanced scoring at Central Dauphin. That's why there's no surprise that they're number 1 in the Commonwealth at 11-0 and 12-1. But number 2 right behind him is East. It's the balanced scoring that you love as a coach, and Wayne Fletcher has this with the Ram team this year.
I see Andrew Rinaldi. Last year, he was knocking down the three at 50% throughout the season. He just didn't shoot it all that often. This year, he's at 25% in kind of what has been a strange season, obviously. But tonight, 100.
He does all the little things, I think, as a point guard. You know, he's unselfish. He gives the ball up to the players that need it. So he's kind of that crew leader on the floor that you need.
Nice little pick that time to set and in nicely for the bucket for CD East. And that is Domingo Cruz with his first bucket of the evening.
Cruz had a nice little pull-up. That's something he's able to do. You maybe want to continue doing that. And that look is an easy look for him to get because he can get to the bucket pretty quickly.
What set that up so nicely, too, was the screen on the ball, as a foul's going to be called against Cruz here. Cruz with his first foul. Team second. Another look, and again, this time it's going to be Smith cashing it in, and Smith with his first bucket of the night. You know, Smith always looks like he plays within himself, and he's so under control, Todd.
He is, and that's the best part of his game, and now his game maturity as a senior, you can see it. Like, he knows how to find buckets. He knows where to find them in a transition type setting. He also knows how to find them in half court, and there in that nice little pull-up, get him going a little bit.
So we had number one getting the foul on one end, number one gets the foul on the other, and this time, though, it's Higgins wearing the green uniform, and so the first team foul. And second against Central Dauphin, both teams with 2 fouls apiece so far here in the first quarter. 2:56 to go, and Central Dauphin leads it by 6.
And Central Dauphin choosing to go in a nice man-to-man. They're working hard in that man-to-man. East is getting good opportunities.
And they run the screen and the step out, and they get a nice look. I think he was on the line, though, when he nailed it, but a good look downtown by Jayden Baltimore.
Baltimore got a nice stroke, squared his shoulders. That's the kind of shot you want to get in the flow of the offense. I always talk about the flow of the offense when you get your shots.
There's Ryan Smith with the basketball. Both these teams really play hard defense. They're up on the ball. They get up in the lanes. They're going to make everything an adventure. And you're going to get a charge called right there against Ryan Smith. Great defense, and that's why this team's doing so well this year. As you see, number one, Domingo Cruz taking the charge.
Yeah, and I'm interested to say that as you take the charge, you see East going back in a man-to-man. They're playing really aggressive, and right here, yeah, you know, that big forearm that Smith is put together too. Like, people forget about him as the guard. You know, these players get in the weight room. That's been the difference in high school basketball. The elevation of being a better high school player is what you do in the weight room as well.
Good block that time by Higgins. Higgins is so long out front. He plays that guard spot defensively, and he can really stretch you out a little bit by reaching out and getting those hands up and blocking shots just like that. Here comes Smith again and has it swatted away on the other end.
They'll have it underneath their glass, but you're right. Those long arms, you know, you think that just for a moment you have a free second, and then boom, comes that long arm and blocks a shot. And then on the other end, East doing the same.
How about Isaiah Pasha here? Says, I know how to do that too, and knocks it away. Rinaldi trying to post up in there. It's right down the middle. Kick it back out. Nice pull up for the jumper there from Smith. Not going to go. And quickly, CD East on the run. And making it count on the other end. And is it going to be a foul on top of it?
I think it's an and one, and that is a great play from Mekhi Flowers. Now, you remember he was at Still High. He's the heavily recruited, probably one of the best receivers I've ever called games for. Mekhi Flowers transfers after the football season from Still High, now at East, and he's shown his athletic ability. Look at the strength in this young man. You talk about an athlete.
Gets a chance to make the three-point play the hard way here as he's pulled his team back to within 2 points and make it 1 now as Mekhi Flowers cashes it in. This is the kind of game we thought it would be here tonight. 14-13 as Central Dauphin with the basketball and the lead by 1. 1:41 to go here in the first quarter. You're watching High School Sports Live TV here on ABC 27.3.
I don't think we'd expect anything less in this Commonwealth matchup. Neighbors, backyard rival.
Oh, and missed layup on the other end of a great pass, and here comes East with the basketball. And Flowers again putting it up, that time off the glass, not going to go. Back outside it comes, and CD's trying to control it. Flowers has it again, and they'll reset. They've used that screen on the ball to great advantage so far to get the ball in the middle of the floor and get good jump shots or step outs so far.
It has worked. It has worked for this East club, and I mean, they're being patient on the offense with an opportunity here with the possession to take the lead. And again, no surprises here in this Central Dauphin East Central Dauphin game, Gary.
There's a screen on the ball again, trying to get that penetration, then the pull up right there, and it works again. Getting the pull up that time in kind of a delay. As you see, knocking it down is going to be Pasha, who's just gotten in there a few minutes ago. So a lot of players being utilized here in the first quarter by Daniel Lozano. And another miss by Central Dauphin, and here comes East with 29 seconds to go in the first quarter, up by 1.
That's one thing that Wayne Fletcher's going to talk about in this timeout after these 24 seconds tick off is, fellas, we're starting to turn the ball over. We're starting to get sloppy on our end. When East made a decision to go man-to-man, Central Dauphin started throwing the ball around a little bit.
Central Dauphin needs to think much better in the man-to-man here so far. Here's that screen on the ball again. They love to pull it up right here. You're going to get a 3-shot? No. Tough shot here. You're going to get a good shot. They're trying to get the 3 off. They get it off. Nothing going on. And it's 15-14 at the end of 1. CD East leads it over Central Dauphin. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
My father years ago told me, own your own business. That was my inspiration. And February 1st of 1996, we opened up as Capital Region Insurance Agency.
throughout my entire life, seeing my dad how successful he was and learning the way he was actually able to communicate with people and help them, whatever their needs may be, it made me want to get more involved. I'm most proud of helping continue my dad's legacy, helping the surrounding communities, businesses, and families.
We try to wow our customers, let them know that we are here for them. If they can't get into our office, we would take the time and go visit them. This really differentiates ourselves from the 1-800-WHO-DO-YOU-GET. Whether it's financial services, auto, home, life, commercial, we hold their hands, bring them through the process. We let them understand that we know what we're doing and they feel comfortable when they leave here.
I think it makes it more personal and more family-oriented, definitely more of a friendly environment.
What I'm most proud of is the hard work, and it's enabled me to ensure clients, to provide protection for them, to let them sleep well at night.
And welcome back to Central Dauphin East High School, where Central Dauphin East leads 15-14 after one quarter. And Todd McCall, are you surprised at all? A lot of turnovers by both teams in that first quarter, but CDE seemed to end the quarter with a lot of momentum.
They did end with momentum, and you know what? What I've liked is their half-court offense. I've liked the screen and roll on the ball. I've liked what they've done. They're getting better shots within the rhythm of their offense, and that advantage goes to them over Central Dauphin. Central Dauphin's taking some ill-advised shots and had back-to-back turnovers. But when you have a linebacker that played at Miami and played at Tampa Bay in New York and was a star at Connecticut, he's got this team ready tonight. The Panthers are ready.
Screen on the ball here seems to be the offense so far, and they outscored Central Dauphin 7-0 in the last 3:10 of that second quarter, or the first quarter rather, excuse me. And that screen on the ball continues to be where they're going so far, although that time getting bumped is Flowers, and Central Dauphin will get it back and try to get it ahead and get something going.
Big possession here for the Rams, and they've got it now that they've got this opportunity to attack this man-to-man defense. These are not the shots you want.
No. That was a quick three that time, and quickly that's also a long outlet pass when it comes off for the long rebound. A good hard move to the basket, and quickly CD East is putting Central Dauphin on their heels running back down the court because Central Dauphin's not getting the ball inside at all so far.
Just not getting the ball where they need it. But look at Flowers attack the glass. I mean, again, I've talked about what he does on the football field, but that attack the glass, some of that football field, you know, you're a Division I athlete. You're going to be an athlete no matter what sport you do. And I feel his attack was a strong physical attack right there.
Foul against Malachi Palmer will be his first as Flowers continues pure from the foul line so far tonight. He's got 4 points in the game. 6 players scored in the first quarter for CDs, 5 for Central Dauphin as Flowers has come off the bench here and looked really tough so far. He's got 5 points in the game.
I expected to see a lot of this balance today.
Central Dauphin needs to get something going in the middle of the lane. For the season, only a 31% shooting team from the outside in terms of the three. So there's not a team that's going to beat you with a three. They love to score high in the lane, usually on transition and in fast break.
That's exactly how they score.
Got a good shot there from the foul line.
I don't know what the call was, Gary, but I believe the call was maybe a charge on Justin Easter, I think, or a push-off. And now the Panthers get the ball on
Donovan Hill.
Yeah.
I think they're calling on Donovan Hill on some kind of moving screen as, again, taking that man-to-man stuff inside. Ever since they changed the man-to-man, it's a great call that you made, Todd. They have really prospered thus far as CD East.
And the Rams are getting a few stops that they need. Now they need to find the possession here.
A two-man game on the near side again. Medium-range jump shots not going. Stolen back, though, by Malachi Palmer. And Palmer coming down the lane will throw it inside, but I think you're going to call for a player control foul. He gave it up, but ran right through his defensive man. So Palmer with his second foul of the game.
They show, first of all, Palmer makes a nice move. Take a look at this. That is a great charge. And then you see the athletic ability of Donovan Hill, but it's negated because the charge call. So a credit to how's this game being led by East right now? It's being led by hustle plays, Gary. Taking charges, little things like that to make the difference.
CD East with the basketball here. Again, they're really spreading out with this 1-4 and screening on the ball constantly, trying to open up the middle and then get those quick slashes. This time it's going to be the kick and the three. Bounces around a lot, comes down. pulled out of there nicely by Central Dauphin. On the run, here comes the Rams. Pulling up nicely for the jump shot over on the far side. It's going to be Justice Easter, who's just into the game there. And Easter, an outstanding shooter. Best three-point shooter on the team, by the way, at 41%.
That was a big need for the Rams right there. They needed to find a possession. They needed to find a bucket.
There's a screen on the ball again. See what Wayne Fletcher has his team doing here on this screen to maybe try to counteract effectively. But again, they get into the middle, and that's where they are attacking right now early and often is CD East.
I tell you what, Central Dauphin is struggling with East penetration right now. They cannot keep people out of the lane. They're trailing cutters. They're running behind at the attack.
Wonderful pass inside over the top and drawing the foul will be Donovan Hill. Donovan Hill could be a real force in there, and you saw that time he got the man on his high side, reached out and got it, and the only thing he could do to keep him from the layup was a foul. And that'll be the second foul now against Domingo Cruz.
These are big free throws right now at this juncture of the game here in the second quarter. I mean, because at the point right now, Central Dauphin's struggling finding points.
Central Dauphin has to learn what they want to do here with the screen. The screen is the toughest thing to deal with in basketball anyway, and so what are you going to do? Are you going to jump out and hedge on that? Are you going to switch on it? Are you going to double team it? You got a lot of different things you can do, but right now they've got to get out a little quicker on it. Second shot is up, and that's also good. So Donovan Hill answers the bell here for Central Dauphin, and now you're going to see Central Dauphin, they probably pick up the pressure a little bit more.
Yeah, they can kind of. I mean, they've got 7 fouls. They're in a little bit of trouble there. They put them in the bonus. But, you know, you're talking token pressure anyway, just enough to keep people in front of you. But here is where it gets the opportunity for the Central Dauphin to step up is they got to get help side in this paint because the Panthers are getting to the bucket way too easy.
CD East with a basketball, looking again to set that screen. Here you go again. And you see what Central Dauphin's doing. They're jumping out quicker now off that hedge. They're really coming out off the backside harder. You see them really coming out hard and making that man take a step back, and they're not getting that penetration right away, Tom. That's what Wayne Fletcher has his team doing. Good move.
And they're also switching. They're switching on it, too. I saw them switch to it twice now.
And there you go. Again, you can see they're anticipating that screen a lot more, and referee is going to change the call here. No, they're going to stay with Central Dauphin.
Big possession,
19-18, CD East leads it here. Don't forget, coming up at the half, we'll have our halftime report. Long look downtown again, not going to go. Yanked out by the Rams. Ryan Smith at the top. And Ryan Smith is going to be called for the travel.
Looks like they're going to call him for a travel. I mean, I know he looked over there. He's like, did I really shuffle my feet or not?
Was that what it was? Didn't it?
It did. It looked like, you know, I've seen him do that same move numerous times before.
4:12 to go here in the second quarter at CD East. The big one here tonight. This is in the Commonwealth Division of the Mid-Penn Conference. We'll take a timeout here. CD East leads at 19-18. 4:12 to go in this one on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
4:12 to go in the second quarter. 19-18. CD East leads it over Central Dauphin, and CD East changed that man-to-man has really helped them so far. And now Central Dauphin trying to adjust to this screen on the ball that they've used so well. There's a double screen that time.
Yeah, hedged out. Look, they got the turnover they needed. Down one. It's good timeout.
And Central Dauphin doing a much better job now of really trying to counteract that screen and forcing then the guard to come down in the middle, and they're jamming him in the lane and getting some turnovers, as you see right here. Central Dauphin with the basketball. Rams wearing their green and white tonight. Two schools are separated by about, 5 miles?
If that, in the same district. I mean, just a heated rivalry year after year. I always love this game. And the fact it's 1 versus 2 in the Commonwealth tonight makes it even better. Good
drive to the basket. A good hard move in there for Central Dauphin, and that one coming off the hands of Darian Barrios, another guy who can get it going in a hurry. Really hard-nosed, blue-collar type of player. Is on the other end. CD's coming down, and all of a sudden the momentum has swung around now to CD, who's on top by 1.
Yeah, they're starting to push the ball. This is what they do.
Higgins finds his man wide open in the far corner, and burying it and answering the bell again is going to be Justice Easter into the game, and he's making quite a difference off the bench.
He has 5 points, and that was out of that transition game that you see them do.
How about that transition game on the other end and the high-quality put-away dunk on the far side. That one coming off the hands of Isaiah Bowen's pair, and he's got 4 points.
Just the athletic ability in both of these clubs. I mean, it's just so fun to watch this game. I'm so excited that we have this, and COVID couldn't stop it, Gary. That's what we got to say.
Rams with the basketball. Rinaldi trying to find something. I'll tell you what, CDE's play some hard man-to-man. They are up in the grill.
That's why I was a little shocked to see that 2-3 early on, but this man-to-man is the, although they're finding buckets now.
Barrios finds Higgins underneath, and Higgins in for 2. He's got 4 points in the game, and back up by 4 now goes CD, and it's taken away by Ryan Smith. Far corner. Barrios trying to get it, yanked out of there instead by CD East. We're going to get a foul on the back. That's going to be on Higgins.
Now
Higgins, in the past, Higgins had some problem getting the foul trouble from time to time, and that's going to be his second foul here in the first half.
Gary, I'm glad you did recall that. That has been one of the issues with this guy. He's aggressive on the glass, so I give him a lot of credit. He does go over the back sometimes, but he's a guy you like to have on the floor because his athletic ability, his shot blocking ability, the ability to run the floor. But unfortunately, he's going to send East to this bonus.
Here's Bowen's pairing. Good stroke. And so far tonight, both teams have been perfect in the line as we see Checky back into the game now for CD is Malachi Palmer. Malachi Palmer, only a freshman, by the way.
That's so dynamic to see a kid with this athletic ability. I mean, in the Commonwealth, continue seeing great players come out and get into play early.
And of course, I shouldn't have said nobody missed tonight because there's the first miss of the game. So 25-22, CD leads it. We got 2:07 to go to the half. And of course, we'll have our Jack G. and Balvo halftime report coming up.
Now look at this. Now they're matching up now out of the 3-2, changing the defense up again.
And there was too much time to shoot there for Ryan Smith. He had all day to get that 3 off a double screen. Was not able to hit it. Downtown it goes. Is it going to go over the top? No. Ball bounces around. Who's it going to be off? And it's going to be out of bounds off CD East. It'll belong to the Rams.
And one of the biggest keys I had in this game was, the Panthers have to get a hand in Ryan Smith's face. They kind of dodged a bullet. He got a very free shot. His shoulders were square. He just missed it. Tonight he's not on yet.
Official changes his mind, says it's CD East ball. A little behind the back pass, and to Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith almost turned in a great play there, but it's going to go off out of bounds. This time off of CD or CD East. Which is it?
Looks like it's going to stay here.
Pointed the opposite way both times here. And now it comes to CD finally. And there's another quick look outside. That is not the shot you want. And then the stick back inside for CD. Again, it's that guy who we talk about a lot, Donovan Hill, who just seems to be around the basketball all the time.
He's a big 6 points right now when Central Dauphin needs him.
CD East not hitting it now at all from medium range or outside, and a foul then in transition. And all of a sudden, you're seeing CD really exerting their control. They got a 5-point lead here. Foul will be marked up against Isaiah Pasha. That'll be his first.
This is the ebb and flow of games. Basketball is a game of runs. Right now, Central Dauphin East needs to set down on defense and get the stop. Because right now, Central Dauphin's on that green rush, we call it, where they start finding their rhythm. And when they do that, they're hard to beat. They're also getting more patient, Gary, in their half-court sets.
It was a nice double down for Barrios that time. He can't hit the 3. It was off a set piece. Inside it comes. Knocked out of bounds. I think it's going to stay with Central Dauphin underneath their own basket.
I mean, this first half, Gary, it's flying by. 55 seconds on the clock. How big is this possession underneath the basket for Central Dauphin?
Huge right now. And we talked about if you're going to win tonight, your CDs, you want to stay in the low 50s somewhere. And again, a tough shot on a running one-hander. You're not getting really high-quality inside shots so far tonight. You're getting on some stick backs so far, and there you see Danny Lanzana that universal sign of putting your hands down to your side and say, well, what can we do? Team's playing hard defense right now, so trying to get the ball in bounds here are the Rams. They'll get it to Smith.
They sure are playing great defense in Central Dauphin East.
There's Berrios. Good head and shoulders fake of Berrios with a little running one-hander. Berrios in for 4 points now. And up by 7 goes CD.
That was a big shot for Berrios coming off the bench. He gives them that spark they need, 29-22.
Speed on the basketball, but again, not as effective as it was in the first quarter now, coming off that with penetration.
If you're East here, you're playing for the last shot now. I mean, there's no sense in giving the ball back to the Rams in this situation. Try to find a good one and get some momentum going into the locker room.
And watch yourself here. You've got 7 seconds to go and a hard move, and you're going to get a foul called. What you do is you spread it out, you isolate, and you draw the foul off Berrios. Berrios will pick up his first here of the half. And a nice, smart move that time by Mekhi Flowers, who's got 5 points already. He's been perfect from the free throw line so far this evening and continues that way as he's made his last 4 in a row there. 6 points on the night for Flowers thus far. It's been tough off the bench, trying to pull it now within 5 points. And he looks pretty cool in there tonight, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's been there before. I mean, he was a great basketball player at Steel High as well. And I mean, what a guy to land in your lap, to come off the bench for you here.
And Ryan Smith tries to make that last move to the basket, has it swatted away, and we head to the half. Central Dauphin leads at 29-24. Coming up, our Jack T. and Balvo halftime report on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
I'm excited to be here with Dr. Almer from OSS Health. Dr. Almer is an OSS Health sports medicine doctor. Dr. Almer, why don't you talk about your background and some of the different trainings you've had, because that list is long and I don't want to mess it up. Talk to our audience about the experience you have.
I've got a lot of experience. I'm a Villanova graduate from undergrad. I spent my medical training in Philadelphia for 4 years. And then I was blessed to do my residency here in New York with a lot of experience heading down to Baltimore, even working at Johns Hopkins for a period of time. And then I did a fellowship in sports medicine and arthroscopy surgeries in Richmond, Virginia, where I spent a whole year just doing sports medicine, completely focused on injured athletes and their problems.
Talk about shoulder injuries, because that's an injury that doesn't come up as much as, say, the common ACL, ankle turns.
So I do see a lot of shoulder injuries. I have a mix of practice with shoulder and knee and all sports injuries. I would say for shoulder, we see sports-specific type injuries. Certain athletes, such as football, lacrosse, wrestling, your contact sports, even basketball and sometimes soccer, will have more traumatic type injuries. Mm-hmm. Whereas the repetitive use athletes, your swimmers, your tennis players, your volleyball players, they tend to be a little more repetitive use or overuse type injuries.
How about the weekend warrior? That's me, that's you, that's the guys out there in the older crowd. I know you, OSS Health serves all ages, and we'll talk about the locations in a second, but talk about the weekend warrior.
Unfortunately, the weekend warriors aren't 20 anymore, and they don't bounce back like they used to. So we spend all week at work doing our thing, and then hit the gym or hit the court on the weekend and haven't warmed up properly and haven't done our thing, and we certainly make ourselves a little more susceptible to too much strain, to throwing the ball too many times, playing that extra round of tennis, and next thing you know, on Monday we can't lift our arms up because we overused our rotator cuffs. So see plenty of those as well.
OSS Health is unique. You guys have 24/7 urgent care orthopedic options. Talk about the locations and talk about how families of student athletes, they get hurt in a Friday night football game or they're at a basketball game at 9 o'clock at night. You guys are on call. You're ready to go. And that's the unique thing about OSS Health. Talk about that for our listeners.
Absolutely. So we're very fortunate in that we're really spread out over the South Central PA area. We really started in York, but as our practice expanded and we gained more experience, we branched up into Mechanicsburg. We have offices to service Hanover. We have a small office in Gettysburg, even a small office in Columbia. So we're really available to all of our athletes, and our urgent care is open every day, ready to see athletes. Our docs are always there, or somebody who's well-trained is always there to give athletes the initial care that they need and maybe get them referred for what they would need after that.
Thank you for joining us. And we got another half of basketball coming up here, and I know people want to see that, but you're our halftime education for the parents at home.
Absolutely. It's been my pleasure. Great talking to you.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambalvo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality. And when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
Buy our brand ground beef. Get the other chili ingredients free. See flyer for details.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
And welcome back to our Jack Giambalvo halftime report, 29-24. And we are here at the half. Central Dauphin up. They were down by 1 at the end of the first quarter. And interesting first half here, and 2 different kinds of runs, Todd McCall. But we look, for example, in the second quarter from the three-point line, Central Dauphin 1 out of 7. Central Dauphin East, nothing out of 2. Nobody's hitting the 3 very much tonight so far, at least in the second quarter they weren't. First quarter, we saw Rinaldi hitting 2 big ones. Easter coming in there in the second quarter off the bench and looking really tough for Central Dauphin. Rebounds in the second quarter, 9-3, Central Dauphin led. And that was one of the things you wanted to talk about at the half, was the rebounding battle, because Central Dauphin is winning that right now.
Exactly. It was one of my biggest keys in this matchup. Is I remember that in the past we've always said if the Panthers come into this game, if Central Dauphin East comes in this game and rebounds and keeps the Rams off the glass, they will win this thing. And Donovan Hill started sneaking back in there again, getting on the glass, and that was why they outscored, I think, East 15-9 in that second quarter.
Yeah, you take a look at the numbers there in the first half as far as scoring, and balanced scoring for Central Dauphin. Devon Higgins with 6 points. You had Rinaldi with 6 points, both via the 3. And then you had 3 points coming, or 5 points rather, from Justice Easter, who came off the bench and looked really tough. Knocked down a huge 3 and a deuce to start out. And then, of course, Malachi Palmer, 2 points. We might see more from him in the second half. Ryan Smith held to 2 points in the first half, really never got going. But a guy who did, Donovan Hill, you just mentioned him a moment ago, 6 points in the first half. And Barrios off the bench, Darian Barrios with 4 points to close out the Central Dauphin scoring. For Central Dauphin East, Domingo Cruz with a couple, Isaiah Pasha with a couple. Makai Flowers was a leading scorer, and I thought looked really tough coming off the bench in the first half for Central Dauphin East. He had 7. And then Isaiah Bowens-Perrin with 5 points. Jayden Baltimore with 2, and Tyrese Jones had a couple of buckets for 4 points. Let's take a look at our Integrity first half highlights and take us through these, Todd, and they really kind of talk about an interesting ebb and flow to this particular contest.
Well, I thought right from the jump ball, I mean, even though Central Dauphin won it, East attacked the glass in this man-to-man. And at times, Central Dauphin looked a little fooled by it. There's pick-and-roll screens. They're finding around the glass. They're winning the war on the hustle plays. They're taking charges. And then this is what opens the 2-3 zone. So the Panthers come out in the 2-3 zone, and Rinaldi drills 2 of them. The Panthers go back to man-to-man. But they didn't stop attacking the glass inside. And it was a big, big problem in the first quarter for the Rams. But then you get a guy like number 30, Donovan Hill, who just finds a place to be around the glass, and then you see Rinaldi stepping out there. Immediately, Coach Lansada did one thing. He switched back to this man-to-man, and he slowed this kind of opportunity down for Central Dauphin, and he continued to have his players getting good shots within the flow of the offense, as you see right there on Cruz's attack. And then when you got inside play, you can get some outside play, too, from these guys, Garrett.
And you got that good shot by Jayden Baltimore there downtown off the penetration. Penetration was the key to that whole offense off that screen on the ball, as you saw Baltimore there again. And the pull-up in the lane, they loved attacking that. Everything that they did in the first half Came off that middle, as you see the bucket there by Pasha. But then on the other end, good pull-up. Knocking it down there nicely was that guy Justice Easter. We liked the way he played, very under control. And a hard drive down the middle again. And you see the unselfish play, pointing to their man. You know, that's the kind of thing you like to watch. Both these teams, hardcore, gritty kinds of teams, and both of them poised right now for district play. District 3 coming into tonight, you have Central Dauphin behind two pretty good teams with Reading and Wilson. They're number 3 in the district. On the other side, you've got Central Dauphin East, who's 9. They started the week at 12. They've moved up 3 spots this week already. They've won 4 in a row, and they are a team that is really to be reckoned with. They're not a team you want to see in districts anywhere down the line.
I wouldn't want to draw them at all. And then, you know, we can not only can we talk about here on this side of the river, we can go over to York and we go Central York and Red Lion. These are 2 teams I wouldn't want to see either. Right now, it is absolutely packed for District 3. And you know what right now? What this state needs, what Pennsylvania needs is great district basketball, great state finals, because we all been pinned in the house way too long, Gary Sutton. And the fact that we get the number 1, number 2 game in Commonwealth, 1 versus 2 tonight, I mean, I am more excited and frantic about this second half coming up.
Could be a lot of fun. And again, what are you looking for in the second half, Todd? We saw Central Dauphin adjust to that pick on the ball where they started to hedge out. They started to switch a little bit. They changed it up a bit. And I think caught Central Dauphin East off guard a little bit there toward the end of the half. What are you looking for in the second half? Let's go first of all over to Danny Lanzana and what he's going to do for CD East.
I think one of the things he's going to do, he's going to need to talk to his team about handling the ball. They started getting a little bit more sloppy with it. They had some turnovers. They cut them down. I think he's going to stay man-to-man. The other thing I think he's going to do is like, hey, don't go away from the pick and roll. But here's what Central Dauphin did to look at that pick and roll. They started hedging out better. Wayne Fletcher called a great timeout and said, fellas, we need to hedge out. They also begin to switch. One thing I saw on the switch that maybe Dan Lanzana and his coaching staff will pick up on is when you switch, you get a mismatch. Like I saw Andrew Rinaldi get mismatched on a 6'5" guy. So then you take advantage of the mismatches and go high, low, and over the top and hit one of those big guys. So I would be making that adjustment if I was on the east side.
It'll be an interesting mismatch look there as we play a little chess in the second half. And Wayne Fletcher, who's no stranger to this kind of game, what's he doing in the second half? I would think he's probably saying we need some more touches in the lane. We need to be a little bit cleaner in our transition. Your thoughts?
Number one, cleaner in the transition. We're starting. They were starting to decide that, hey, I'll take the shot this time. Next time you take the shot. And they got away from what I've seen Central Dauphin Rams do in the past. They score out of transition because people spot up and great things happen. Ryan Smith needs to get going in the second half, I believe, to make him to actually pull this game out, because this game, the 5-point game, is too scary to be playing East this close. You know, and the other thing I think to do, I wouldn't be surprised to see Central Dauphin go sneak a zone look in there a little bit, because they're having trouble keeping East out of the lane, Gary.
You are the guru. We'll see what happens. We're going to take a break. We'll come right back. We'll start the third quarter of this one. It's Central Dauphin by 5 as we get ready for the second half. All here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your car deal, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
And we start the third quarter here, Central Dauphin with the basketball in the lead. And look at that, right down the lane, but a wonderful job of swatting it away there by Central Dauphin East, and they quickly get the ball back.
They got the look they wanted, and they came away because of defensive swat and not getting the score.
They are so good defense with them. Right down the lane they come, and they came there early and often, starting the game. And you see again here, going back to the same menu, Tyrese Jones, he started the game with a deuce, and he's going to get the first shot of the second half here for the Panthers.
He gets the glass quick. He's quick off the dribble. That's what we talked about, the adjustment that Central Dauphin need to make, is keeping him out of the lane.
What was interesting is Tyrese Jones got that opening bucket. I think he might have gotten the opening 2 for them, and then went on witness protection for a while. So he's back.
That's exactly what happened. He had 4 points to start off, and I thought, man, he's going to be a big key here that we didn't expect.
He knocks it down here, 1 out of 2 to start the second half. 5 points in the game and pulls his team back to within 4.
Back into the 2-3 zone. Rinaldi recognized that right away. And here's the Panthers going back to this zone. They got to be careful that Smith doesn't get going in this thing.
Much better job of hitting the post player, and they get another player control foul here. And take a look who took that one. Yeah, he's taken 2 of them so far tonight. Domingo Cruz, he's planted right in the middle of that lane. Great defensive play by Cruz.
I tell you, this is exactly how you win the hustle war. This is 1 versus 2. You want to win this game tonight? Take charges.
And Palmer picking up his 3rd foul. That's not a good number for Wayne Fletcher, so we'll see how far he goes with Palmer here, the freshman. Here comes that screen in the ball again. Let's see how they handle it. Very loose on it again, and then you get the kick out off the penetration.
You said it right. They stepped back and they made it loose, and that's the best way to describe that. Now you just get in the paint, let that screen happen up top, just keep them out of the paint, though.
They're not switching, though, now, so they don't want to get the mismatch, so they read your mind. Good job of getting the ball back inside, but missing the easy layup, and here comes Ryan Smith with the basketball. He's looking to get in this game somehow, and what a pass ahead, but again, another block and transition.
You can't be fooled by these Panthers defensively. They're good.
How about Jayden Baltimore, and then getting off that great transition you get. Cruz again on the other end. Cruz now with 4 points in the game. What a wonderful comeback here by CD East. They're down 2. There's your pull-up right down the middle of the lane, and I'll tell you what a sweet stroke that was from Malachi Palmer.
Palmer spent no time coming back, come off the dribble and just pulled it up. Nice shot.
4 points in the game for Palmer. There's a little off-balance shot on the offensive glass. That goes CD East, blocked away again. Holding their distance both times, holding the feet. Central Dauphin. What a piece of defense there by the Rams.
Now you notice the intensity on the Rams side defensively. Like one of the things Wayne Fletcher probably had to talk about at halftime, Gary, was, hey fellas, we're going to need to step up defensively. Now they're starting to do that.
Watch Malachi Palmer against number 15, Perrin. Bowens Perrin. That's an interesting matchup. Here comes Bowens Perrin. Nice dump off. Some nice interior passing from both these teams so far tonight, Todd.
Yeah, their records indicate that they're fundamentally sound, both these squads, and it's a fun game to watch because of that.
If you don't get the screen, you just get kind of that moment where that player hands off the ball, just stays there. Then you look for the penetration and the kick. Good change of pace, but again, another block. Man, Central Dauphin just in your face, man-to-man defense, just like CD East does. And there you go. They put it right back in.
They put the bucket back in because for a second,
everyone stopped.
The Ram squad stopped, and they didn't play all the way through the whistle. And hey, thank you very much. A quick basket, and now look, 31-29.
Bowens Perrin says, I'm going to keep on playing. I got 7 points as a result of that. Here's Rinaldi. They had Rinaldi open a couple times early. He's not getting open now as that zone is coming out to meet him right away and shutting down any kind of seam.
I think he's going to have to hit another one of those, loosen the zone up, because right now the zone's very effective.
That is not the shot you're probably going to beat them with for Central Dauphin. Then quickly they're off and running again off the missed 3.
Central Dauphin's going to have to attack the gaps a little bit more.
Good pull up at the line. Pulled down by Hagan, stolen back away. What a no-look pass that was. Little wraparound, no-look pass, and in for 2. Here's a play before we said everybody just kind of stopped playing. You saw the block there for a moment. They thought it was out of bounds. Said, no, it's not, and so put it right back in. The official said, we didn't stop play. Here's your tap up, in, down, Hagan's. And he's going to go to the line for the extra chance to make a 3-point play.
Kind of glad to see Hagan's back in the game, inserting himself, because he ducked it on the glass really well, and Central Dauphin's going to need that. And what a bucket when they needed one.
It was an odd play on the other end. We were showing you that replay. Everyone just kind of stopped, and the official said, we didn't call a whistle. Good heads-up play by Bowens Perrin, and then Hagan buries it here. Back up by 5, go the Rams. 4:30 to go here in the third quarter. But the Dolphins still in that hard man-to-man defense. You can see how they've won 12 in a row, by the way. That defense has coughed up a lot of new possessions for them.
They have. I was critical at one point in one juncture in it, but now they are doing a better job of keeping East out of the lane and making East play 19 foot away. And that's what you want with your man-to-man defense. Make them play far away from the bucket.
There's a pull up to get at the foul line off the quick pass and penetration. Hagan's with yet another rebound. And boy, Hagan's has just quietly played a great game tonight. There's Ryan Smith, and Ryan Smith going to get called for yet another charge. Ryan Smith picking up foul number 2 here in the game and went up in the air, and the defender was playing. I'll tell you, these defenders tonight, they are just so, look at that, just so fundamentally sound, and they're willing to take the charge every time. That's a Danny Lanzana coach team. That's the way he played.
You're exactly right, that linebacker mentality. You know, with Ryan Smith right there on that last play, I mean, he's up there at that point. We've seen him dunk that ball before. Maybe he just throws that thing down, but the charge call happens. He's starting to press himself a little bit. You see that. All he needs to do is get back into the flow of what he does, get in transition a little bit. Don't press yourself, because every one of these possessions in this game is tight.
You watch CD East, and they only average 48 points a game, so you know they've got to play great defense, and we're seeing it being put on display tonight. Here they go down the middle. If they have one problem I see so far, it's the inability to really hit the outside shot, and that's going to be a problem for them if they can't score inside, but their defense carries them a long way. Good look, far corner will not go, though, for Central Dauphin. They get it back.
I think you're exactly right about the outside shot. That's what this zone is doing to them. They're settling for that.
Good job of getting the ball right to the middle. We said about getting touches in the lane. There's Barrios answering the bell again.
He's stepping up tonight. He's got 6, and these are crucial points in the juncture of this game to keep them this lead. As they, this game's way tight and way underscore for Central Dauphin. It benefits East greatly right now.
One of the things about Central Dauphin, there's that jump out, that hedge we talked about earlier. And this time, again, ball just kind of being bounced around here and lost out of bounds. Who's it off of? No one yet, as it's going to be, I think, a walk on the floor. But good hustle. Again, on the part of who? Barrios on the floor there tonight, all over the place.
Now,
I was going to say about Central Dauphin. Central Dauphin's got 8 players, any one of whom could start for this team. And so they go 8 strong. On any given night, you could have someone off the bench scoring 20 points for you.
Exactly. And the balance really on both squads tonight. I give credit for both squads. There's a lot of balance in scoring.
There's that set piece again, but not able to hit the outside shot. And so every time you do that, the defense sucks in one more step toward the lane for Central Dauphin. There's Higgins again. Another good pass this time from Higgins. Higgins back outside and reset it.
Central Dauphin come off a flex cut.
Barrios. Barrios missing it off the iron. Rebound back up by Hill. Not going to go. And here comes CD East. You see now CD picking up different points in the possession here in terms of putting pressure on the basketball. And they're going to call for the foul here.
They're coming in and, just giving an opportunity to come off the bench, and he's pretty aggressive with the attack. I mean, they're bringing Sean Lewis Jr. off, and he gets the glass quick, so that's going to be an adjustment for Central Dauphin. They're going to have to keep him also out of the lane now.
The problem for Sean Lewis Jr. is Sean Lewis Jr. is actually a senior, so there you go. Handles the basketball very nicely, though, for this CD squad. Central Dauphin staying in that hard man-to-man. East is not finding it as easy anymore to penetrate the middle as they were in the first quarter.
Yeah, they definitely clamped down. And after that 15-9 run they went on in that second quarter, their defense, the Rams' defense, have gotten way better.
Take a look at them. Everybody's tight to the block down. They're daring them to take this shot and beat them with it. And so far, CD East not able to answer the bell on that. Justice Easter, great pass, and right down the middle and missing the dunk. Straight down the lane is Higgins. What a pass from Justice Easter to Higgins.
And you're not mad at Higgins for doing that, because that's aggressive play. That's a collegiate level play, going up there and just trying to cram that thing. He hung a little second and he missed the shots, but they got the ball back.
Look at this. This is just a wonderful pass from Easter. And Higgins coming down the middle, and that would have brought the house down if there was a house to be brought down right now. Just a few people in the stands right now. Easter, great job of using his body there and then knocking it down. Easter has come off the bench here and looked tough tonight.
Yeah, he's stepped up in the place of where Ryan Smith hasn't been scoring. Easter comes in and he's been a spark every time he's on the floor.
Justice Easter with 7 points now in the basketball game. And between he and Higgins and Barrios, those three have really been the guys, doing the job here tonight for Central Dauphin.
There's so many good players on the floor here tonight, both of the squad in balance. Love to see it tonight.
Look at the quality of shot now you're getting. That one pushed away a little bit again by that defense. So you're not getting the good angle on the shots. You're not able to finalize those inside shots you were getting in the first half. 52 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Central Dauphin in control now by 9, and this crucial time here. You get another charge call, and I'll tell you, I count 4 in the game so far, and that guy's got 2 of them. Mr. Bowens Perrin, you talk about a tough nut. That guy takes the position every single time.
He sure does. Sometimes it's not always about whether you're the leading scorer or not. It's what you do to get your club set up to win a game, and taking those 2 charges. That's the leadership role I was saying when we look at the key players in a game.
Central Dauphin up by 9 in the kind of game you want if you're CD East, but they're not getting the kind of shots there. They finally get one knocked down. And again, doing the job for them is Isaiah Pasha, who's now got 4 points in the basketball game.
Pasha's come on and made just 2 crucial shots when he's come off the bench as well to give a spark.
Look at Easter with a pull-up again, this time a little short off the rim. I like what Easter does, though. He gets the contact. He makes you contact, and then he uses that contact to get into the shot. But a good job of answering again, and Pasha is on fire right now. He's got 6.
You know, no one picked Pasha up. No one even stepped up. No help side at all.
And how about on the other end, coming back and answering the bell right at the buzzer is Central Dauphin. Are they going to count it? Yes, they will, as getting in there was Keon Dawkins, just into the basketball games, and Dawkins gets his first points of the night. And you see it right at the end of the half, or right at the end of the quarter, rather, as we head to the fourth quarter. It's 40-33. Central Dauphin leads. Central Dauphin East on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality. And when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
Buy our brand ground beef. Get the other chili ingredients free. See flyer for details.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
And biggest lead of the game so far for Central Dauphin as we start the fourth quarter here. Central Dauphin East with the basketball having a tough time getting to that middle. As really they've changed their whole style in the way they're attacking that defensively, and it's really paying dividends, Todd McCall.
It is, and they've just there's been so many differences in ebbs and flow. Right now, East cannot find a stop at times. Now they got the one they needed.
That was not a good shot by Central Dauphin coming down. So here comes East back down the floor and a chance to carve back into the 7-point lead. As we said, the biggest lead of the night so far in this game.
That's just
actually it was 9 points was the biggest lead tonight. 7 is now it's down to. But look what they're doing. Almost just like playing a zone there. They're dropping off that screen on the ball, and then they're dropping and playing like a 2-man zone and just making sure they can't come through. Watch, just sitting right there and making them take the outside shot instead, and it has not been going for CDEs. Back up on the boards they go, and turned away again by Central Dauphin. They're going to call a jump ball, and it'll belong to the Rams.
It'll go to the Rams this time, and the Rams did in that last possession. They did switch off of that screen, so they're going back and forth where they just slough off or they switch, and they switched that time, and it worked.
What's interesting on the switch that they're doing is they're dropping off and they're playing it like a 2-man front on a zone. So they're switching, but it's a real loose switch where they're not really jumping out and getting it. They're sitting back there, and they're showing 2 guys, and they're saying, go ahead, you try to penetrate, we're going to double team you.
It's a hedge over switch, yeah, and it's worked.
Really, if you're Central Dauphin right now, you want to get back and get lots of touches, lots of passes in the lane, maybe some drives like this, and maybe a nice little layup like that down the lane, and in for 2 more is Malachi Palmer. Freshman looking really tough on that move.
That's where he looks like a senior, just how composed he was when he got to the glass.
There's a 9-point lead. That ties the biggest lead of the night, and a tough move down the lane. And again, it's that guy we've seen all night long, Bowens Perrin, who just is so gritty. 9 points in the game.
Gritty is the best way. He's winning the hustle war. That was a big bucket that he needed at a time and a crucial element and time of the game.
Ryan Smith dumping it off. Inside it comes. Good ball fake. Up and under. And I'll tell you what, coming to the game has been Keon Dawkins. He's made his presence known. 4 points in the last 3 possessions. And then back on the other end, getting it down the court is CD East, and they are trying to answer the bell here with Tyrese Jones. He's now got 7 on the night. Dawkins called for the foul.
Jones steps up at a time when, you know, I mean, you don't want to start digging yourself this hole against these Rams. They're tight with the lead. And look at that. Wrestling.
We talk so much about transition. Defensive transition is huge. So here at the line now is Jones, and he'll miss. So a 7-point lead again. Central Dauphin with the ball, 5:30 to go in this one. Central Dauphin in first place in the Commonwealth Division of the Mid-Penn Conference. Second place, Cumberland Valley, and this team, Cumberland Valley, actually 7-3, and CD East is 6-2. Here's Easter with the basketball. Foul's going to be called in the lane, and that's going to be marked up on Jacoby Williamson in there now. Jacoby Williamson, a senior.
East
for
getting
the
a lot
CD
of
East
different.
team.
East getting, Gary, I'm sorry, excuse me. East getting a lot of guys on the floor. I mean, fresh legs.
Ryan Smith just cannot get it going tonight. He is 2 points all night long. He averages 16.8. There's the three look. That gets tipped. Again, good job by Smith getting out there and getting a tip on the three-point shot.
Yeah, you know, he's struggling from the school. We've never seen him struggle like this scoring-wise, but, you know, he didn't pout. He hustled back, got a block, got a stop when they needed. Now they're trying to defend underneath their glass.
Well, they always say defense has to travel well. As we see Higgins get back in there, and Higgins makes such a difference. He'll check back in for Doc, and so you have your starting five back on the floor now. Look at that defense. I mean, they just come together every single time. They're going to call the foul, though, here, I believe, or a jump ball.
I think it goes jump ball, and it's going to go back to Central Dauphin East.
On the possession arrow, so East has the basketball. What I like about Central Dauphin, they can test everything, as East does as well. It's really fun. It's like looking at the mirror tonight with these two teams.
One of the biggest keys in the game is getting hands in people's faces. I hate to see easy shots. Any coach does it. Now it's going to go the other way. They're going to turn it over, Gary.
Trying to get that high-low pass inside and just not going to go. And you know, you always say if you're going to throw a great pass, make sure you have a great set of hands ready to catch it. And you can see the frustration on the face of Williamson, who's in there for a short period of time and has a couple of mistakes and comes out. Here comes Smith. He dumps it off. You get that long look downtown, but it's not going to go. This time off the hands of Barrios.
They knock that down. That's a big one. Now it's just giving East an opportunity to stay close.
Here's a good drive to the basket, and it's going to be called on the floor, though, I think, before he got there. As you see Isaiah Bowens-Perrin with the drive. Foul's marked up on Higgins. That'll be his third.
Yeah, Gary, it's going to put him in the bonus early. So you'll get an opportunity from the foul line. And the crucial point of this is nothing clicks off the clock. So you got to be very careful with your fouls now if you're Central Dauphin.
So far tonight, 1 out of 1 from the free throw line for Bowens-Perrin. A senior on this club. You see him every time. Same routine. So important to practice the same routine. Nice looking stroke, and he's up to 10. Leading scorer on the floor tonight so far. And boy, what a defensive game he's played.
He has. He just hustles. You know, he's quiet even with the scoring, but the hustle has been loud, and that's a good thing, the hustle.
Again, we talked about the kind of game that CD East had to have tonight. 11 points now in the book for Bowens-Perrin. And they average 48 a game, 65 for CD. So they've got the game in the numbers they won here thus far tonight. This is the kind of game they can win by keeping it in the high 40s, low 50s. They've only scored in the 60s one time all season long. Here's Smith. He's had a tough time all night. That is not the shot you want right now, but you get away with it as it's buried from deep in the far, and it was that freshman again, Malachi Palmer, knocking it down. Big moment.
It's a big shot for the freshman.
And then a three not answered on the other end, and now if you're Central Dauphin, 3:58 to go, you got an 8-point lead. Maybe you start to take your time a little bit with the basketball and really value the possession, right, Ty?
Exactly. Taking the air out of the ball a little bit. You don't need anything 20 foot away. You can get something 5 foot away. Take your time.
You're looking for the back door, and see you didn't really need that pass as you saw the look for Ryan Smith going back door, and Rinaldi just not able to hit him as Smith pulled out there. You see Wayne Fletcher, successful coach at this Central Dauphin school. What a spirit guy he is. I mean, you can look on social media. He's saying great things about his kids all the time.
Yeah, that's so important. I mean, he was a great fit for this position.
Look at that steal. Here comes Rinaldi. And Rinaldi in for two, and Rinaldi with a huge steal right there for the Rams. Rinaldi checking in with 8 points tonight. Now you're up to a 10-point lead, 3:19 to go, and things are critical here for CD East.
I'm sorry, Gary.
Go ahead. Need to get some points in a hurry here. Go ahead,
That's
Todd.
right. And Rinaldi just redeemed himself. You know, on that backdoor screen that he threw away, he comes back, gets the steal, so he negates it. Now, if you're East, you need something right here in this possession.
Again, they have not scored well from the outside tonight. You need to get some good shots. There's some of the shots you have to hit and beat the percentages at the moment. As there'll be a foul called on the pass. And again, you're in the bonus situation right now. So with 8 fouls, you head to the line for a 1-on-1. These are critical. At the line, Isaiah Pasha.
Pasha's done some little things tonight, Gary, that's made difference for this team.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think he's played a really solid game, too. I don't think you play out there if you don't play great defense. So you start to look at these guys that just do the little things, and Pasha off the bench tonight has been tough.
6 solid points. Now you're seeing a 1-2-2 or 1-2-1-1.
It might be a 1-2-2. You got Higgins in the middle. He's your pressure outlet. You got to make sure you make easy passes here, though. And again, another long shot, maybe ill-advised that time for the situation for Malachi. Now a long one to answer on the other end and burying it, but it's not going to count from Isaiah Pasha.
Yeah, you had an ill-advised shot. You had an ill-advised shot on the other end and down, and that's all you're doing is giving East opportunities to stay close.
Well, the game's played in stages, and this is the point where when you have the basketball and the other team's down by 8, they can't catch up without the ball. So you don't need that shot, but that's a freshman too, and you're going to make those kind of freshman mistakes when you're out there. But time and score are so important here at this particular juncture of the game. You see some of the future Panthers here for CDE sitting up there. And this one's missed. So a 7-point lead, 2:43 to go. 1-2-2 trap.
And you know, Central Dauphin's handling this very well. You can take your time. You got to hit middle. Fake a pass, make a pass. You know, you can cut time with this.
You really need to make sure you get this pass in first. This is the #1 pass. Palmer's looking to do one thing right now, and he got lucky there. That was not, again, a very high percentage shot, but Palmer making it count again. So Malachi Palmer right down the lane with a big bucket here, puts him back up by 9. And the pull-up shot by CD East. And CD East just not that good tonight offensively, but they're not a team that's going to beat you with their offense. They beat you with their defense normally.
Yeah, they beat you playing hard. They beat you forcing you into turnovers and capitalizing off of those. And Central Dauphin kind of cut down on that a little bit here, starting after the second quarter on.
And I think right now, if you're Central Dauphin, you're done playing CD East. You just want to play basketball and keep the ball in the hands of the green. You know, one thing I learned over 41 years of coaching is when you have the basketball, the other team can't catch up. That's 100% true all the time.
Yes, and they built a nice lead here with 1:57 to go. You would like to say, hey, you know, you can cut 40, 50 seconds in these possessions.
You don't need penetrating passes. All you need to do is keep the pass alive. You don't need to get anybody's scores right here. You just need to keep the ball in your hands. We'll get a little shot like that. Beautiful look coming right through the lane. And there again is Barrios moving without the basketball. And I really like his game on the floor tonight.
Yeah, he's got 8, and that comes off a curl cut. Just doing it within the flow of their offense. Gets a high percentage shot, 5 foot away.
And a great pass by another guy who's had a fantastic game, Higgins. Higgins, Barrios tonight, Easter off the bench. I mean, they've been really tough, especially when your top scorer's only got 2 points in this one.
Right, it's been a total team effort here tonight for Central Dauphin.
There's Barrios again. Good heady play out there, and now you're just really playing the clock at this particular point and forcing CD East to foul you.
You know, when I look at both of these clubs tonight in the balance, like, you know, Barrios coming off the bench and Higgins. I love what Barrios did tonight. And then on the other side, I love what Bowen's Perrin did. There's been a lot of guys stepping up.
See, there again, Ryan Smith didn't need that shot right there. I mean, I know he's frustrated tonight, but he didn't need that shot, and he ended up giving up a layup on the other end and a chance now for a 3-point play when you could have kept the basketball at that point.
And so it's a great point. You know, you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. I mean, Central Dauphin hasn't done too much to hurt themselves this year.
We'll take a timeout. 1:10 to go, 53-42. Central Dauphin leads on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
You know, I don't want to sound like we're being critical of players because, you know, players learn. These are kids and they're going through situations, but the game is played in stages, and this is a stage where if you're Central Dauphin, you don't want to give up the basketball at all under any circumstances. You don't want a contested shot. On the other side of your CD East, you've got to have it back in order to try to get back in the game, Todd. It gets that simple. So when you try a tough contested shot, even if it's underneath the basket, and the other team gets it, comes down, and you give up 3-point plays, you've in essence, you know, just let them get back in a situation they never would have had the ball otherwise.
Yeah, and that's exactly. You're just giving them opportunities to continue to scoring, and then you're scoring with the clock stopped. So, you know, that's not what you want. Keeping the possession in your hands and making sure if you're going to score, it is 5 foot away. That is what you do with the lead. But, you know, like I said, Central Dauphin's 12-1 for a reason. It's because they're a very fundamental team.
And this stretch of 12 straight wins since their opening season loss in overtime to Reading, who's a really good team, one of the top teams in the state this year. And, of course, Central Dauphin ranked 7th in the state as well, as the second shot is hit there by Jacoby Williamson. They've had double-figure wins in every game but one, and that was an overtime win over Cumberland Valley. So now Malachi Palmer, for a moment there, eyed it up, and you thought, oh, wait a second. And the freshman said, no. Time and score situation. Coach said, don't shoot.
Yeah, if he would have pulled that, he would have heard for sure the coaching staff in his ear. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I think by the time the ball would have come down, he'd have been headed to the bench on that one. So, good chance here. You want to get the foul called. And again, that's only your 16th foul, so you have to get one more before you send it to the line. So, for Central Dauphin, they just have to get it in here. Get it in the hands of the person you want to get fouled, and that's exactly what they do. East shooting this half, by the way, 6 out of 18 from the 2-point line, nothing out of 5 from the 3-point line, and that talks about why they've had a tough time here in the second half.
Yeah, it says it all tonight. They had keys moments in this game where they had opportunities to take the lead or you know, pull away a little bit, and then Central Dauphin is just a solid team with the lead.
You know, you can't say your defense hasn't done the job tonight if you're CD East, because they get fouled again. They're going to get a chance to score with the clock stopped because so far this season, Central Dauphin, the lowest amount they've been held to in any single game has been 60. That was twice back-to-back with CD East the first time around and State College, and then after that it's been, you know, 65, 67, 70 points.
Yeah, that's because they get up in transition. Tonight I thought Central Dauphin East got back in transition well. I thought they had a lot of heart on their defensive side. They're a really good team, and they're going to be a very tough out in the District 3 playoffs.
And both free throws missed right here. And then Central Dauphin's going to get the ball back, and here comes Barrios walking down the other end. And I have liked this young man's game off the bench side. He has really been tough. And, you know, as I said, you know, he comes off the bench, but he could start any given night, too. We saw him start a number of games last year. He had a big game one night against CD East that we called here on High School Sports Live TV. So he's not a guy that doesn't know what to do when he gets in there. And you bring that kind of experience as a senior off the bench. Outstanding stuff.
Yeah, he would be my player of the game tonight. I mean, he would get my vote because of what he did. He did it in junctures of the game with the ebb and flow of the game when Central Dauphin needed big shots. And you know what he did it? He did it coming out of the offense. He came off curl cuts and, like, coming to the foul line, you know, hitting 2 big free throws when you need it.
What a luxury you have. You have 8 players now, and as we said, any combination seems to work really well here for Coach Wayne Fletcher's teams. We tick down to 33 seconds. 12-point lead outside. That has been a horrible place tonight here in the second half, especially for CD East. CD East will live to fight another day. I mean, they did the job defensively here tonight that you need to do. Just offensively, you need to be able to pick it up and answer the bell. Higgins picks it back outside. They're done shooting for the evening. 12 seconds to go, and 55-43. Looks like it's going to be the final lowest amount of points scored all season long, and still they win by double figures. Does Central Dauphin here tonight, and they continue to keep a stranglehold on first place as we head down the final 3 games of the season. 55-43. They now go to 13-1. Does Central Dauphin. CD East to 10-4. We'll take a break. We'll come right back for our Giant post-game report, our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game, and our Hoffman Ford player of the game, all here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality. And when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
Buy our brand ground beef. Get the other chili ingredients free. See flyer for details.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance. Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your current vehicle, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it. Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
And welcome back to our Giant post-game report here on High School Live TV. And big winner tonight, Central Dauphin, 55-43. They continue to keep the stranglehold on first place. CD East now drops back to 6-3, and again 12-0 in the Commonwealth division of the Mid-Penn. And Gary Sutton with you, Todd McCall here in our Giant post-game report. Todd, an interesting game tonight. It looked like CD East came out of there really confident. We're attacking well, getting off that ball screen, getting in the middle, getting layups, getting some good interior passing. And then some adjustments were made by Central Dauphin, and they just shut down that whole middle and did a much better job of handling that screen.
Yeah, because the aggressor in the beginning, I saw what the Panthers' plan was on the east side, and I thought, man, they're going to pull away and maybe win this game tonight because they were the aggressor. They were winning all the hustle game. They were doing all those little things, getting the basket easy. But they were turning the ball over. And then Central Dauphin made some adjustments and went and outscored East 15-9 that second quarter. From that point on, something happened. Central Dauphin went and bared down on their offensive side a little bit more, Gary, and they cut their turnovers down and they got balanced scoring.
You know, I really thought that they did a couple different things. As you said, they switched, they hedged hard, then they dropped back on kind of a really soft switch and ended up playing almost like a two-front zone. And I think it confused Central Dauphin East a little bit as they tried to attack that middle. Great game tonight by Isaiah Bowens, Perrin, and the whole Central Dauphin East team defensively. I mean, they're just really tough. Perrin with 11 points tonight, leading scorer on the floor this evening. Hey, they held CD 10 points under their season average, but it wasn't enough for this team tonight that found another way to win and show you that they have the versatility. I thought Hagens played a great game tonight, passing, inside play, rebounding, scoring, but you got like 19 points off your bench tonight. And I think that's really an important point. When you think about Easter coming off there with 7 points, you got Barrios with 8 points coming off the bench tonight. You had Dawkins coming in there getting 4 points in a hurry. Those guys really made a difference coming off the bench, and I thought the length of bench tonight and the production for that bench was really a big difference in this basketball game, Todd.
I mean, you could almost give, the player of the game to the bench, the Central Dauphin Rams bench. But don't be fooled by their bench. Their bench has so much starting ability on that side. Like, Damon Barros Rivera, he's started games. He's a senior. He's dynamic in times of what he does. But you know what he does? He does what you need to do in a flow of an offense, and that's what a good senior is. Hey, coach, that's all right. I'll come off the bench. I come off a curl cut. I'll score 5 foot away, and then I'll go make 2 big free throws at the end of the game for you when you need it. And I think that was a big key. But Central Dauphin is now 13-1 for a reason, and it's fundamentals. I knew they got away from that in that first half, and then when the second quarter came around, there was a different team. Second half-wise, they became more of the aggressor, and that's why they're leading the Commonwealth right now.
And one of the things they did, I thought, in the second half very well is they got more interior passing, but they also show you they have the ability to knock that 3 down when they have to. We saw Rinaldi knocking 2 big ones down the first half. We saw Justice Easter coming in and making one. We see Palmer, who looks like he's just going to be dynamic. Malachi Palmer knocking down a couple of threes. So, I mean, you're looking at guys who can make the 3. That outside shot is so important when teams pack it in on you because you've got to loosen it up. And they were able to do that tonight in the second half, loosen up. And when the zone came, they started getting the high passes in the lane, in on the baseline sometimes, some nice post-ups, some good stuff there in the second half by the Rams.
That's exactly what it was. And you want to break a zone, you got to hit some outside shots. I think in Rinaldi's case, when he hit the 2 big ones, that's when the Panthers went man-to-man, and that actually hurt Central Dauphin for a little bit till they settled down. But I think Rinaldi coming up in playoff time, he needs to step up and continue hitting those threes. And here's the absence of scoring with Ryan Smith. It shows you when you have a good team. When your leading scorer maybe doesn't have the night they need to have, and all the other players step up, you know what that is? That makes for what I call the recipe of championships. You go ahead and stir that up as nice as you want, and that's how you win it because it's not about one person. And on that east side, I do want to give hats off to Danny Lasanta's first year here. That's why Lovie Smith loved him at Tampa Bay in a linebacker situation when he came in and started leading the team in tackles at Tampa Bay through the years. He's got a gritty team. It's going to be an absolutely, as you said, Gary, tough out in the District 3 playoff.
Well, that's his personality, too. And Kirk Smallwood over there at Harrisburg sitting with a big smile on his face tonight because he remembers that kid playing for a state championship team years ago. Now, on the other side tonight, we take a look now at our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game. And let's see what that play was tonight. There were some really tough defensive plays tonight, but let's see what they've got for us here.
I always get excited to see what we might see. Why not? Why not an alley-oop to a young man who can play above the rim and Isaiah Bowen's pair and look at it again. Boom, that's how you put it down, Gary.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bowen's Perrin, really a leader tonight. I love the way he played. He took like 3 charges in the game. I mean, he played great defense, and then he answered the bell when it was time there on the offense and gave you a little bit of flair afterward, too. That's okay. You got to show people when you get up there and you linger a little bit. So great job tonight in our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game. He could have probably been our player of the game tonight. But our player of the game this evening came to a guy who came off the bench who is a heady player. And we're talking about Darian Barrios. 8 points tonight, but he did so many things coming in this game. And I thought his presence, his coolness really added to this team tonight, Todd.
Well, you saw that first look in that play. He looked to see what they had inside first, then went to the bucket. Then all he does is come off a little fade, a little screen, and scores there. Pump fake, use it, uses the left hand and scores. So he's got so many different types of abilities, and he's had starting on his resume. You look at him, he is a starter. I've always said a good 6-man off the bench is the same as a starter, and that's what he was. And that's why I chose him tonight as well as you did, Gary, as the player of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. You could have talked about Rinaldi, who had a great game tonight. You could have talked about Easter off the bench as well. And we talked a lot about Higgins during the game. I thought Higgins just all around was everywhere tonight. He has his hands in a lot of stuff going on. But, I really thought that Barrios tonight exhibited the kind of gritty style that they needed in this kind of tractor pull game here this evening. Well, thanks to a whole lot of people tonight. Jim Gallagher, our statistician, of course, Chad Edwards, and the great Invicta crew. They've been doing it all season long. And, of course, the best color guy in the business here, Todd McCall. Really appreciate your insights tonight, Todd. Thank you so much. And to all of you watching out there tonight, we appreciate it. It's been a tough season here for these kids, but I'll tell you what, give them a lot of credit. They've been playing through a lot of things, a lot of protocols, and they're getting it done. 55-43 tonight. Central Dauphin continues on its roll. They've won 13 in a row now, and they lead in the Commonwealth Division by 3. We've enjoyed bringing you the game tonight on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27. For all the people here, I'm Gary Sutton. Again, 55-43. CD wins it. Have a great night, everyone.
High School Sports Live is really excited that in 2021, we're going to bring high school rivalries right in your living room. Eric Brewer from Integrity First Home Buyers is with me. He's a community guy. He stepped up to help make it possible for parents and community members to see high school sports live right in their backyard. Talk about why you're passionate and why you feel like it's a mandate for families in the community to see sports during this time.
As an athlete growing up, some of the fondest memories I had was seeing my parents in the stands, knowing that they were there to support me throughout the week of practice in preparation for games. The biggest moment for me was the opportunity to play in front of my friends and family. As a parent, I've been on the other side now, and I want to be there for my children, specifically for my son. The kids and the student athletes still know that their parents are watching, and then as parents, we can still be there to experience and cheer our kids and our student athletes on, even if it's through the television, because we can't be there personally.
Well, we appreciate that. We know the viewers at home appreciate you making this possible. Integrity First Home Buyers is not just an overnight operation. You've been around for 15 years. Talk about we can buy your house, the cash, all the features. Talk about those.
Thanks for asking, Charlie. I guess the biggest thing would be when we buy houses, we buy them all cash, as is. We allow people the freedom and flexibility to choose their settlement date, and then there's no fees or commissions. So we've been around for 15 plus years. We are a member, and we do have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
Can you define quick settlement a little bit more? Because some people might need the flexibility of having a settlement happen a little later as compared to right away. Define that a little bit.
So quick solutions allow flexibility with settlements is what I like to use when I describe it. Some people want to have the solution of having their house sold, but the settlement for them might be something that they want to schedule maybe a month, 2 months, or 3 months out in advance. So we always say we provide maximum flexibility to our sellers, which means we can make you an offer on your property and we can settle in as little as 7 days or as long as 7 months, whichever works best for you.
I like the cash feature. However, my favorite is as is. I'm a guy that doesn't want to have to redo the roof or paint the house, and as is appeals to me. Talk to everyone about what as is really is.
So let me tell you about as is. As is means you're selling the property in its current condition with no obligation to make any repairs. So a lot of times people will market and agree to sell their property as is, but you got home inspectors and appraisers and all of these people that come in and may require different repairs for the property in order to get it to settlement. When we buy it as is, there are absolutely no repairs. We'll buy it with a leaky roof, a failed furnace, a bad septic, literally anything that would go wrong with the house, we'll buy it just the way it sits.
Well, we really appreciate your support. You go to ericbuysyourhouse.com and you're going to find out more information about how you can take advantage of a successful business that might be able to help your family in a time of need.
Hey, great. He said to thank you.